Well, it is a fantastic night tonight, and the 2012 Vinnies Sleep Out here in Canberra is a big event with 155 participants, and our key aims are to raise money for Vinnies homelessness services in Canberra and Goulburn, but also to raise awareness of the important people that we've got here tonight about the issue of homelessness.
I'm very apprehensive about braving the cold. I will admit it's not for me. I love my luxuries and my electric blankets and all those nice things, but for tonight, for me, I think it's learning more about the plight of the homeless. They say you don't really understand what it's like until you've walked a mile in someone's shoes. So tonight, by participating, while it's only one night, I'm really hoping to understand a lot more about it. And I've also got 2 young boys, and I think it's important as a mother to teach my boys about work that organisations such as Vinnies do and how important they are to local Canberra and its community.
Obviously, to really tackle the problems of homelessness takes a lot of resources and funds, and while we get very good support from government, especially here in the ACT, of course there's never enough, particularly if you want to go beyond just helping the immediate crisis and giving the hand up that Vinnies is very keen on to move people back into the community, and of course that takes a lot of support services and funds.
Vinnies is particularly important for us because it's about by providing funds to Vinnies, we can provide people with shelter, with electricity, and being a major utility in Canberra, you know, it is important for us to know that Canberra and Canberrans have access to simple things like electricity, like shelter, like food. And what Vinnies does is gives people a sense of hope, but also access to things that most people take for granted, such as, you know, a hot cup of coffee, a shelter, someone to talk to when they're in times of need.
Well, the Sleep Out started in Sydney as a local thing in 2006, and it went national 3 years ago. So this is the 3rd time we've run it here in Canberra, and it's been a huge success nationally across Australia. Really exceeded all expectations, and I think the number that we've got here tonight is just a testament to that.
You know, ActewAGL is very much a big family, and I think we're all very fortunate that we've got access to simple things in life that sometimes there's other people in Canberra who are not as fortunate as we are, and it's great to be able to give back to the community.
Well, there's a number of local charities that we get involved in, from the Salvation Army to the St Vincent de Paul, to the ACT de Monero Cancer Support Group, to the National Breast Cancer Foundation, to the Cancerians, and the list goes on. So there's a lot of organisations that ActewAGL is involved in, and all these organisations are very important to our community and provide a service that we actually need in this town. With the Smith family, we have 3 of their clothes bins, one in the basement of ActewAGL House, one out at Mitchell and one out at Greenway, where all our staff can take their unwanted clothing and place them in the bin, and the Smith family come around once a month and collect those clothes and take them back to their workshop, which I think is absolutely great and something the staff can get involved in as well.
Yes, the Smith family has been involved in the ACT, Canberra region, for over 40 years now, a very long time, and it's been a fantastic 40 years with lots of friends and community agencies and supporters. In fact, we could not raise the money to, in fact, help our families. We could not do this work without the support of sponsors and donors, like our corporate groups, ActewAGL, and other amazing corporates and donors who, I guess, want to be part of their community, want to assist their local community. There are so many young people who are at risk of homelessness and having lives that are just not going to be anywhere near what you or I would want for our children. There are a range of appeals that the Smith family runs. We have a winter appeal, which generally runs through the month of June each year. Which helps us in these very difficult winter months, especially in a place like Canberra. We also have a Christmas appeal where we can really do some of the really lovely things that we still do at Christmas time in the spirit of how the Smith family was formed, with 5 businessmen going and spending some money at Christmas time and going to an orphanage and saying, here we are, just say the Smith family bought some toys for the orphans. We go back to our roots at Christmas time. We also have a back to school campaign so that we can really get all the things that kids need just to be able to return to school: the clothing, the shoes, the books, etc. Other than that, we have a great website you can get onto, which is just thesmithfamily.com.au, and you can get onto there. You can become a sponsor of a child, so you can sponsor a child's education. You can also become a donor, or if you're a corporate group and you want to do workplace giving or anything like that, get onto the website. We'd be so happy to hear from you.
Well, the CEOs are asked to go out and speak to their friends and family and their work colleagues, raising the issue of homelessness with them, and to seek their sponsorship. And they do a fantastic job. Of course, these people are very good movers and shakers, and they know how to motivate people and enthuse them. And some of the results are fantastic. And of course, the generosity of people is quite overwhelming from my point of view. But also, some of the CEOs actually go out and run their own special events with their own work and community to raise funds too. And so there have been some very novel ideas this year where the CEOs have actually raised their funds. Tonight we have a number of, first of all, presentations where we'll tell the CEOs here a little bit about what Vinnies does with homelessness, and then we'll have some soup from our local night patrol van. That'll be our only evening sustenance, and then the CEOs will take their 3 pieces of cardboard and go out into the cold and try and find somewhere to sleep. First of all, there is a website for the CEO Sleep Out that they can look at, but also Vinnies has got a national website where you can get in touch with wherever you are in Australia, with your local Vinnies, and contact them about volunteering opportunities or any other ways that you could actually help directly to help the homeless and the other people in need that we assist.
Obviously, we've got our staff volunteer program, and this year we were involved large in helping them upgrade the landscaping and their entertainment area for the residents there at their house in Chifley. Heavily involved with the ACT in Monero Cancer Support Group. I suppose a group that's probably very close to my heart. I'm on the board of that group, but the work that they do in providing financial support, emotional support to families that have a family member undergoing treatment for cancer is so important. And just recently, I represented the organisation at the Great Minds Trivia Night, where we raised nearly close to $200,000, which was fantastic. So that's certainly going to go a long way to helping the group continue to do their work. So other things is the Salvation Army and the Red Shield Appeal. We put on the business breakfast. This year the business breakfast raised in excess of $60,000. So we have a major involvement there. And we get involved personally, we get involved as an organisation, And as you said, it's just not the financial support, but we supported in other ways as well, through advertising, through marketing, through purchasing of vehicles even. I know with the Eden Monaro Cancer Support Group, we provided a van to them some 10 years ago, and we did something similar for the Salvation Army some 5 years ago.
The experience was just amazing. The worst part was when I heard screeching cars, smashing glass, dogs barking, and not sure if that was staged by Vinnies to give us the whole experience or whether it was real. Still couldn't go to sleep. Then at 2:30 the rain started falling and I thought to myself, gosh, where do I go? And luckily I found some shelter under cover at the stairs, but it really sort of made me realise how fortunate I was that this morning I can go home, I don't have to do this all over again, have a warm bed, have a hot shower and return to normality. But for people who are homeless, and you know, there's so many of them out there in Canberra that we don't really realise, it's just another difficult decision they're going to have to make tonight.